I'm Jeremy Greer.
And I'm Gary Butterfield.
And this is Days of Future Cast, Gary versus Jeremy edition. Jeremy still winning, still in the winning column, unfortunately. Yeah. Gary is the trailing behind all of my successful wins.
The Gare Avengers versus the German.
The German. Wait, hold on. Yeah. That sounds just like German, Gary. We can't say that.
Yeah, it's World War III is what's going on.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Germany has been pretty calm for a while, but you never know.
Did I tell you I had to ban a guy for just saying that all Germans were Nazis?
Jesus Christ!
And a certain actual Germans where they're like, "Hey, could you and they were being really polite about maybe change the way that you're saying this. It's kind of implying that this and this and this and this." And he's like, "Oh no, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Hey, if you keep saying this, I'm gonna ban you." And he's like, "Well, I didn't realize you're all uneducated, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Okay, cool.
Okay.
See you later."
In that case, I won't ban you. Tell me more. This has been a really annoying week for community moderation. Like a 9/11 truther in the comments of the Patreon.
You texted me that, and I just, how did you get here? What path did you take?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, it's not a great week. We're recording this on a Wednesday, and it feels like it's been a very long week.
It feels like it's the third Wednesday of this week. Absolutely.
Yes. So look out, comics. We're talking about this session. You're on notice.
We're gonna get you, Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Iron fuck. Today we're talking about one of my favorite titles of a comic ever, which is AVX Avengers versus X-Men versus
#1,
which feels like a computer error or something, or like an Excel problem.
It feels like a Street Fighter
or something.
video game, Gary. It feels like it just feels like somebody couldn't stop putting stuff at the end of the arcade title to make it new.
Yeah. Hyper turbo fighting versus. And this is, we alluded to this last session, even though it's been a couple weeks. This is the Just Fights.
Yes.
Just Fights are happening. A miniseries with good creators behind it, I'm going to say, and some pretty funny moments, but don't expect a whole lot.
Yeah, it's going to be weird covering this because there's a little Q&A section at the very beginning, and one of the questions is, so this is part of a big event book that is the centerpiece of all the Marvel Universe with continuing connectivity to all corners of the superhero world? And the answer is, nope. This book is about awesome brawling. You want plot? Look elsewhere, chum. You want to knock down, drag out, whooping? We got you covered. And that's all in capital letters. They are screaming that at the readers. So
we're gonna talk about the whoopings. If you're wondering when we're going to get to the whoopings, we're going to talk about 6 whoopings during this series. And this series of whoopings is Iron Man versus Magneto and Thing versus Namor. There is characterization that happens in these. This is, specifically Magneto, has a realization during this. And if it carries through to the other comics, it's important. It's not just whooping.
Yes.
But it is, it's pretty hard to tell how much it's going to. It's also worth noting that the inker on the second story is named Von Grawbadger.
Okay.
Which I'm really into that name.
You dig that name, huh?
Yeah, Von Grawbadger.
Grawbadger.
That's a D&D monster.
A
Grawbadger.
Discord has threads now, Gary. I don't want to alarm you. Somebody just added me into a thread, and I do not like it.
Everything sucks.
Everything sucks. Keep adding stuff to things and stop it. I don't want it anymore.
It's the mind space is not doing great. I'm only hoping that men in their underwear punching each other is what's going to fix it.
Oh God! I hope maybe the Olympics will be the thing.
It also might not.
Cures it. Oh wait, they're bad too.
How you doing?
Olympics have always been bad.
Before we get into this, it's bad week. Listeners, how you guys doing? Bad week? Sure. Okay, let's go.
Let's give them space to respond, Gary. Okay, you first. Step up.
Yeah. Creators on this one. For the first story, we got Jason Aaron and Adam Kubert. Mm-hmm. Pretty reliable team right there. And then the second story, we have Catherine Imowen with Stuart Imowen drawing. I have not read a lot of stuff written by Catherine Imowen, but this is good and fine and funny.
Yeah,
I have no problem with this. There are good jokes in it.
Yeah, and I think that's what I came away from this book surprisingly into it, because with the name and then that little Q&A section, I was like, what in the fuck is this going to be? Is it literally just going to be punching? But it's I think I think this is actually a lot better than the premise would lead you to believe, and I'm kind of here for it. So yeah, let's get into it. Go ahead.
I said this last time we recorded. If I were getting these in the comic book store when this event was happening, and went into the comic book store and spent like $4 on this, I might have been like a little bit disappointed.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, nothing happens. But on Unlimited, this is an easy drink, easy ask. Yeah. So we're starting out, as you said, getting into it with Iron Man and Magneto here. And we're doing that thing where we have them fighting, just kind of showing close-ups, and they're both doing their internal monologue of this, going back and forth. It's an interesting matchup. Like, I don't really think that I've seen Iron Man and Magneto interface very much.
Yeah, because he's in a metal suit. Like, the writers are smarter than that.
Well, and just they don't have any like just a different kind of like they deal in different spheres here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of going through. Iron Man is prepared for this. Like, he's not wearing an iron suit. He's wearing carbon nanotubes.
Sure.
So he's made up of tubes. And just kind of going through talking about their plan. Magneto at this point, in order to get past the nanotubes, lifts up a gigantic tower, which probably a bunch of people lived on in Utopia, and drops it on Iron Man.
Hey, look, he's been through Genosha, Gary. He's not real worried about your property values. You know what I'm saying?
No. The
dude's a World War II survivor. He survived Genosha. I mean, he's had like 5 clones or something. I mean, like, he's gone through a lot. He's not worried about your apartment building, okay? Don't come to Magneto for your gentrification projects.
Getting gentrified by Magneto. Like, just lifting up Starbucks from richer neighborhoods and plopping them into poorer neighborhoods.
Feast on free coffee, you fools.
But anyways, we get this like big splash page of the tower about to fall on Iron Man, who does a goofy
Yes,
classic Tony Stark
We get our first AVX fun fact. This is going to be a listing of fun facts throughout. This is going to be an ongoing joke. I don't know if it's in the rest of the series, but I'm imagining they are. This one says that each Utopia tower weighs 179 tons, or 170 tons, and I don't know why these AVX fun facts make me laugh, Gary, but I think they're incredibly goofy and very comic booky in a way that I can kind of appreciate and get behind.
Yeah, the whole book is really cute.
Yeah,
like with that, and they get sillier as they go. It's also a weird, this is not just me trying to find themes where there's not, but this is the first time I've seen an Avengers comic with Iron Man talk about how much he spends to do these dumb little fights.
Yeah, I know.
So like he crawls out of the rubble and he's like, I'm going to get out of this the only way I know how. Lavish spending. And he shoots out all these little super magnet swarm of little things. Magneto can count them because of the fun fact he has magnetic counting powers.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I love that, like Rain Man superpowers. The not being ableist, that was what happened in the movie. It's not an accurate depiction of autism.
Yeah.
There's so he counts these incredibly expensive things that Iron Man is doing instead of saving the world in a real way, and shoots them all back at him because they are metal at the very least.
Even though they are anti-magnetism, things, they're still metal somehow. So he just throws them right back at him. I love the idea of Tony Stark just being like, oh, that was a tremendous waste of money. I guess I shouldn't have done that against Magneto.
Yeah, God, I could have done some water on in Detroit. I never really thought about Iron Man through the Batman Elon Musk lens.
Oh yeah,
but I gotta start criticizing Iron Man for this bullshit.
It's significantly bad when you rewatch the movies in the MCU, because me and Autumn did that recently, and like you just look at it and you're like, wow, like you could do so much more. Like I'm glad that you're not building and selling weapons, but like you're still turning a massive profit, which means you were somehow using labor inappropriately, and I don't appreciate it.
Well, and just the opportunity cost of the money.
Yeah,
at some point, the difference you realize as a leftist, you realize that there's more than just not actively doing harm.
Yes.
If you're not doing good, that's also a problem. Even more expensive, has a satellite outside Jupiter that harvests its magnetic powers And he knows this because he's taken ladies there to go hang out there with their increased gravity. Ladies that have like gravity kink.
Some ladies have kinky requests. Like, who are you sleeping with that has magnetism fetishes? Tony Stark.
I'm She-Hulk. I need to go to Venus, Jupiter.
And Magneto's like,
to a gas giant.
Wait a minute. You know Susie? How do you know Susie?
Yeah.
Kind of the go-to guy for this. What is she doing with you?
Like, you know my little fridge magnet? So this blasts Magneto with tons of magnetism.
Yep.
Too much magnetism.
Magneto recognizes it because he a freak too, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, oh yeah, this taste of Jupiter.
Game recognized game. Yeah. And he creates himself a little Iron Man suit using the magnetism.
I love it.
So it's little Iron Magneto. Yeah, very cute. Goes through and they get into a fist fight because they're evenly matched now.
Yep.
And they've got they both got the suits.
And it's time to punch. Until eventually Iron Man realizes that a entire planet has been eaten by Phoenix Force. So he's like, holy shit.
Magneto does.
Oh, no, excuse me. Magneto does. I got my colored boxes confused. My bad.
Yeah. So Magneto throws the fight. Like he's reached out to Jupiter and he's, feeling he does all this narration about how he's drawing on the magnetism of all these planets. Like he could probably kill Iron Man. And then he feels one of the planets disappear. And he's like, oh shit, the Phoenix is real.
Mm-hmm.
He gives up. Iron Man flies away. And as Magneto is falling, he says, Wanda, you're going to need my daughter. So there's some plot, significance to this. Magneto possibly switching sides and bringing the Scarlet Witch into things.
And now
other than that though, just goofy.
Yeah, this is all very fun. Yeah, I feel like this is very back of the trading card, power level, sitting around in the playground, like talking with your boys about who could win in Hulk versus Thor and that kind of stuff. And at a certain point, this is kind of what comics are for. And the fact that they make it fun it really it's fun. It's just a fun read.
It's literally what people who hate comics think all of them are like.
Yes,
like people
absolutely.
who go online to make fun of me for liking the MCU. This is what they think all of it is. And it's not all this, honestly, but sometimes it's this, and it's not so bad. Thing versus Namor, they got a history. Namor is punching Thing out of the water here. He bleeds, which is great.
Yes.
Poor little Thing with his embarrassing Future Foundation costume.
AVX fun fact: the impact of Namor's punch is equal to a force of a car at 45 miles per hour. And I don't know why when I read that I was like, like what size car? What are we talking about? Like my Camry? Is my Camry going 45?
Is it a car the size of Neymar's fist? Because that's a little remote control car. That isn't so bad.
It just does. I figured he would be in more like the 100 plus, miles an hour. Like I'm getting hit by a semi. I'm by a Mack truck. Like, I don't know.
Yep. This car can't even travel through time through Back to the Future rules. It also continues the economic leftist read of this comic where the Thing goes through a helicarrier and there's an AVX fun fact that the helicarrier will cost $3,200,067 to repair. So that's all money that could go to people who are hurting.
Yeah. I mean, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s got the budget for that, right? Like, sure, I don't know how S.H.I.E.L.D. pays for anything, but I'm sure they can do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Do our taxes pay for S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, I mean,
presumably,
yeah. Like,
not ours, but like if we were,
yes, not ours.
this is where you drop it on me that S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't real.
Guess what, Gary?
This many episodes into the podcast,
that NBC show with Clark Gregg is not a documentary.
Oh, you mean the documentary? That Clark Gregg documentary? That contains that Ghost Rider documentary.
Oh man.
I know it's that you keep telling me that part's good and it makes me almost want to watch it, but then I just realize I don't do anything.
Don't. Yeah. Let me stop you right there. As a person who enjoys that show, like it's 7 seasons of 20 something episodes. Like, I don't know, man. Like I don't
140 svelte episodes. The Thing grabs a piece of the helicarrier and surfs it down.
Yes.
To smack Namor, and the Thing's punch is equal to a car at 52 miles per hour. So we're still playing small ball.
Yes.
Here, I'm still kind of like,
I just want to be in the Reed Richards machine where you punch the little bag on the and it comes up as 45 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Like you're at the
yeah.
But Reed Richards is specifically designed as like, dog, I could just go get this at like Coney Island, man. What are you doing? This is ridiculous. They both fall in the water, which is of course going to, as Thing mentions, mean that he can't really talk during this, whereas Namor can. And it's a lot more punching as they stumble into like a sunken old-fashioned ship, which I find very funny.
Yeah, a treasure chest. And like the Thing picks up a treasure chest and like does a gill toss Final Fantasy move, and Namor throwing doubloons at him.
Ching 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 ching
really
ching
funny.
ching says the narration of this.
It's a slot machine noise.
It's extremely funny to me.
It's great. This is
both
cute.
like yell at each
he does
other.
his catchphase Imperious Rex.
Namor yells Imperious Rex, and Thing goes because he's literally underwater.
Yeah, very 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 cute. The idea here is that Namor has the advantage. He's underwater. And the Thing's still responding to him in thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to think of this. He throws the Thing into a thermal vent, where he gets kind of burned out. There's a great little line here where Namor goes, "I'm tired of you, so I propose." And the Thing says, "Namor, when are you going to get through your head that no member of the Fantastic Four is going to marry you?" Anything that plays on Namor's weird love of blonde wives of other people is going to be funny to me.
Yeah. That's extremely hilarious. There's another wife joke that Namor makes in another issue we're covering this week, and I'm pretty excited to get to it.
Namor is a consummate wife dude, but he's other people's wife dude.
He's other people's wife dude. Yeah,
land wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he loves a land wife. He wants a land wife.
I want to go where the wives are. says.
The Thing feels like he has a distraction because there's a big evil sea fish behind Namor coming up behind him. This doesn't work for Namor. Of course, Namor controls. He says, "Forgive me, my creature, but I need your aid," before using the fish as a gigantic club to smack the Thing.
And Thing's response, typical, always swinging his big fish around, which really makes me want to go back to that Silver Age era of Fantastic Four versus Namor and see what's up. So,
yeah, he's where you just pull out his dick to try to win contests. He barely wore clothes for a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fish goes meep, which cute as it is used as a weapon. And this poor fish, who's then thinking, "Huh?" as the Thing tears out one of his teeth to use as a weapon.
And AVX fun
very,
fact:
very cute.
braces can cost up to $6,000, which I think is just really dumb. It's really dumb. And I love it.
It's very dumb. It's super cute. The fish leaves at this point, so good for him. And the Thing pins Namor to the ground here.
With the teeth that he pulled out of that thing, and then he walks out, and the winner of the fight is Thing, and we see Namor shooting up from behind. But it's two marks on the board for the Avengers, Gary.
Yeah, even though it does say for now, I think that's because he'll be back.
Yeah,
Namor. You can't just take out Namor by pushing him on the ground. And then very exciting to me, the next issue has Spider-Man versus Colossus Juggernaut. That's fine. That's going to be full of references to that 90s story.
Mm-hmm.
But way more exciting is Gambit versus Captain America.
Can't wait.
Two characters that, as far as I can tell, have never talked to each other. And I just imagine it mostly be like, "My mother was a saint. How dare you?"
I can't wait to see like all of the weird things that Gambit is going to say to Captain America. Like it's going to be, I'm probably building it up too high in my head at this point, but I hope it's as funny as this is.
They're going
with
to
Gambit,
punch and shoot lasers. Yeah, if he did psychological warfare on Captain America, that would just be incredible, because Gambit could just like teach Captain America about like TikTok thirst traps or some shit and just like unravel his brain. Like you could tell him about advances in sexual culture that would just make Captain America curl into a ball and die.
Yeah, you're telling me they dance in these these are swimsuits? Gabe was like, "No, they bikinis."
And they clap. Yeah, they clap, and it not their hands that clap. You got to understand. Use your imagination as to what to clap. It is their butthole.
Gambit just showing him Tinder for the first time.
Yeah.
Captain America's like, "Oh my God, this is awful." And he's like, "Oh, hold on, I've got Grindr too. Hold on. If you're into that, I'm good."
Yeah. Gambit could swipe right and get Gambit dick sucked in 30 minutes or less. The Gambit gets sucked whenever Gambit wants. Gambit.com. And Captain America just loses it.
Gambitsonly.com. Is that what you're proposing?
Yeah, he's like Captain America pulls out his old like World War II kit that has the crusty old venereal disease prevention condom that's made of like 4-inch thick lamb skin.
And it's camouflage for some reason.
Yeah. He's just like, soldier, if you're gonna go into a foxhole, you gotta take this protection. That feel like snow pant. Gambit Nova will know wear them. Gambit got snipped. Gambit baldy Baron. Yeah. So like, it won't be that fun. But if anybody from Marvel is listening to this and want to hire us to write a Captain America versus Gambit miniseries,
absolutely,
I'd do it.
If anybody from Marvel is listening, I'm so sorry. Please invite me to some MCU premieres. That looks like a fun time. I want to go. That'd
be incredible. Yeah, I'll meet Chris Pratt if that's what it takes to meet Paul Rudd.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll pay that price.
I'll eat my broccoli before I get my dessert. So I guess.
Yep. What should people do if they like this show?
They should go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv, donate a couple of bucks, get some cool stuff. You get exclusive podcasts, you get access to the Slack, you get episodes of this podcast early, if that's kind of your thing. All kinds of cool stuff. You can also tell your friends about the show. You can rate the show on iTunes and various other services. Just go fucking nuts, man. Like, go crazy.
Yeah. Do all this stuff.
It seems like every one of our listeners has a podcast, because I keep getting invited to other Marvel podcasts now, which is fun. So I guess keep doing that. keep starting podcasts and talking about us on them. That works.
Yeah. I'm not gonna stop you.
Yep. Not gonna do it.
Yeah. We appreciate you. Tell your friends. Yeah, and we'll see you next time. I know it's a shorter episode, but hey, it's just fights.
Yeah, it's just fights.
The next episode, stuff happens.